how do you feel about the innovation ability of Hong Kong people, and how can the younger generation improve the innovative thing?
Yeah, I actually think the capacity and the ability for Hong Kongers to innovate is very, very, very high. But I think the reason why we don't see as much innovation in this city as I think we could is because there is this, for whatever reason, there seems to be this unwillingness to take risks. And I would just suggest that there's less opportunity for people to innovate. Now, I can go into my entire thesis about the market economy here in Hong Kong and how it's developed over the last 40, 50 years that has made it very difficult for, or at the very least made it less attractive for people for entrepreneurs to like truly innovate and do something new here in Hong Kong. But I'm not going to bore you with that. The summary of that is, for whatever reason, it seems like the exit opportunity for startups here in Hong Kong is very limited. So the exit opportunities for startups here in Hong Kong seem to be largely you sell to a big company. And that is not really, it's not exciting, right? For entrepreneurs, what they want is they want to build their business for 10, 15 years. They want to, go public. They want to IPO and then make a bunch of money and then do it all over again, right? Hong Kong has that capacity, but the way that the city is run and the way that the society thinks about the next stage of development, it keeps feeding into the big companies, right? Everyone wants the job at HSBC, right? Or one of the major developers, or one of the major insurance companies. And that's what we're fighting for, as opposed to, like I suggested, looking at your daily life and deciding what is something that I can make better and just trying at it. Remember, most successful entrepreneurs are serial entrepreneurs, are people who have failed before. Okay, that is something that we always forget, because we have these entrepreneurial heroes in the world, right? Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, these kinds of people who kind of got lucky and they succeeded on the first try. But the reality is that most of the people who innovate and become successful have failed multiple times. If you are unwilling or not ready to fail, you're not going to be a good entrepreneur. Okay, that's very honestly, I've seen so many entrepreneurs, I've worked with them, I have been one of them. And that is something that you have to understand. You have to be ready to fail. And the Hong Kong system is not set up to encourage that kind of failing, or what I call failing forward, which means not succeeding, but learning from it so you can do better next time. So I think that if students or educational system can create more opportunities to teach young people how to fail forward, I think it'll be better for your generation. It'll be better for Hong Kong too.
But why do you think people are unwilling to take the risk? And is the cost of taking the risk is too high in Hong Kong?
It feels that way. And I don't want to get too deep into what I'm sure you guys talk about a lot among your peers and in your university, because there are some fundamental issues with the city of Hong Kong, not the least of which is just housing, right? And I think that because living is so expensive here in Hong Kong, surviving is so expensive here in Hong Kong, it makes people much less likely to take risks. And that is something that I think that should be and needs to be fixed.
What do you like in Hong Kong, and what about something that you don't like in Hong Kong? Can you share with us your ideas and opinions?
That's getting very personal, Christine. I like so much about Hong Kong. So my home city, or what I claim to be my home city, is New York. So I love New York City. I love everything about it. And Hong Kong is up there in how special it is as a place to me. Some of the things I love about Hong Kong, it's very generic though. Everything I say, I think you guys are gonna roll your eyes because it's like what everyone says. I think that the access to outdoors is so special about this city because it doesn't exist in most other major cities around the world. I'm a huge eater. I love food. So the food situation here in Hong Kong is, I honestly think it's one of the top 3 eating cities in the world. I think that the airport, and I know that the last year has been tough because of COVID, but I think that the airport and the accessibility of the world, right, of especially everywhere in Asia, like everywhere you would want to go in Asia is 4 hours away or less, makes this such a special place. You guys, for those of you who've grown up in Hong Kong, you don't understand how lucky you are. That with the Hong Kong ID, you can go from the airport express to your gate at the Hong Kong International Airport in 15 minutes, right? That doesn't exist in any other airport in the world. When I used to have to travel in New York City, if my flight is at 3 p.m. in the afternoon at JFK International Airport, I usually have to leave my home at 11 a.m. because it would take me 1 hour, 1.5 hours to get to the airport, and then 2 hours to get through security and everything to get to the gate, right? Just the fact that you're able to travel in and out of the city so easily, it means that you absolutely should take advantage of it and go see the world around you. So those are things I love about Hong Kong. There's honestly very little that I don't like. I frankly just sometimes I do miss home, especially because I haven't been able to go home to New York for the last year.